With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. Swift Motorsports AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series fires things off for the final time here in season number 2. That's right, championship night here in season number 2. Which one of these AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series drivers going to put their car in that championship victory lane here tonight? We'll have to wait and see how it all pans out. Multiple drivers out there for qualifying. How you doing, How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Darkside Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from the track. There's a little bit of your track information for you. Temperature looks pretty cool out here tonight in Phoenix. Sun beginning to go down, so we'll begin to check around the track just a little bit, see if we can't find anybody out there on lap, see if we've got anybody at all, and it doesn't look like anybody out there on track. Looks like everybody already with their qualifying times in the bag now. So we'll go ahead and throw that information up to the left-hand side of your screen for you anyway. There you can see Todd McGregor, top of the speed charts, quick time, 28:01. That's almost a full tenth in front of that 15 of Little John Macmillan Jr. He's one of those championship four, and it's going to take quite a bit to knock that 15 off the top of that point standings. He's got himself about a 20-point lead or so it's going to be very, very tough for these drivers to try to do anything with him. John Macmillan Jr. pretty much seals the deal once he rolls off the grid. Donald Bennett going to slot in right there, third position, just a little bit over a tenth back. Quick time for Bennett, 28:13 here tonight. Looking over in the control room, looks like we've got race admins and officials here tonight in the house. Justin Gann, Roy Fernandez, the Cuban rocket missile out there as well, joining Gann over there in race control, so they'll keep the activities on the track straight, keep everybody in line for tonight's championship showdown night right here at ISM Raceway. That's right, good old Pheonix, 1 mile, tricky little weird kind of triangle. I don't even know how you describe the layout of this track, but nonetheless, Pheonix has always put on some fine racing, and well, qualifying just about into the book. So we're going to go ahead and head down trackside for a brief commercial break and your national anthem. Don't go anywhere as we get ready to crown a champion here tonight.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular the bombs bursting in air gave proof
pre-race activities in the books. Drivers making their way through final pre-race inspection. We do have about 5 or 6 of the drivers out there in their starting grid spot. A few more yet to hit the starting lineup. So I tell you what, we'll go ahead and see if we can't run down a little bit of your championship implications here tonight. John McMillan Jr. came into tonight's race as that leader of those championship 4. He's got himself a 16-point advantage over Jason Branch, Todd McGregor, and Jim Thorndike on the outside looking in. Over 25 points back. Going to be very hard for them to make up that kind of deficit here tonight, all within one race. McMillan Jr. going to have a terrible start if these drivers are going to go up there and try to take that top spot away from him and snatch the championship here late in the season. Race number 15 out of 15. That's right, championship night here in store for everybody out there watching. Can't wait till we get this thing going, get this thing fired off. And back in the background, I do believe I hear that familiar bell sounding. It's time to run down tonight's starting lineup. It's a championship race here, 145 laps around this 1 mile tricky little triangle. Pheonix Raceway gonna put on a show here tonight, and starting inside row number 1, the 71. Owen looks like having a little bit of trouble, and there you go. We'd get it eventually, you know we would. The 71 of Todd McGregor gonna take pole position here tonight. 28:01 was the quick time in qualifying. John McMillan Jr. gonna line up just to his outside. Donald Bennett out of Keystone Motorsports, the Kutztown, PA. Turn 3 driver slotted in that 3rd spot. Ryan Branchew in that number 6 machine. Gonna start just to his outside, representing 4X Racing. Another teammate just behind him, Jason Branch, gonna line up inside row number 3. Just to his outside, the 59 GTR Simulator machine, piloted by familiar face, the 59 of Jim Thorndike. Big Mac John McMillan Sr. gonna start back in the 7th spot. Ron Schutte gonna line up in the 8th position. 9th spot here, last driver on track with 69 of Larry Bowling will head up the tail end of this field back in the 9th position. So a small field here, championship night. And well, seems like drivers that are out of the chase going ahead and just staying out of the race is what it seems like here. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that information and start the race. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight at Pheonix Raceway. McGregor wasting no time, hitting that gas and trying to scoot away from the field. Making some gains here back on lap number 1. That 15's, he's starting to gain back some ground. Jim Thorndike, look at that. That 59 machine up 3 spots already into the top 3. Little John right there beating down the back bumper of that 71 of McGregor. And what does McGregor do here? Do you stay out front? Do you race hard right now, or do you go ahead and save a little bit, maybe try to make these tires last a little bit longer, go for the long run car instead of the short run car? And it looks like we've got our answer. McGregor hits that gas and heads off into the sunset. The little gaps between everybody already on track. Field pretty much under a blanket still. We'll go a little bit further high above the track, let you see a little bit more of that action as the sun sets back off of turn number 1 and through that dog leg. The driver's going to have to be dealing with that sun there. You can see it right there coming off of turn number 3. A little bit of sun in your face. The driver's going to have to put up and watch that for the next handful of laps until that sun sets off in the background. And I do not believe so. I do believe it still comes down to the points position coming into tonight's race. It's not a win and you got it out of the top 4. That is to my understanding that the points still carry over these cutoff races. So you've got to have solid finishes week in and week out. And somehow these drivers, I mean, it's possible for Jason Branch. Todd McGregor, he's doing what he's got to do. It's going to be mathematically very, very close for McGregor to go up there and snatch that top spot away, especially with McMillan Jr. sitting right behind him. But mathematically, theoretically here, if McGregor can go out and sweep the entire night, and that's take the pole, lead the most laps, as well as win the race, he has that outside shot of snatching away the championship. It's all going to matter really about that driver sitting at the top of the point standings here coming into the final race, the championship night. John McMillan Jr. right there in the 15. He's going backwards at the time being. Started outside row number 1 in that second spot. Now he's battling just to keep that second spot as Jim Thorndike makes his way into second. And that's what makes it so hard right here to win championships and to have these chase races and these points that work together. Even if it's even if we were in a situation of the top 4 of that championship battle have to beat each other, the top finisher wins the championship. They're running 1, 2, 3, 4 on the track right now. Jim Thorndike gonna take the race lead, new race leader for the first time here tonight. Another car at the front of the field. That's that 59 of Thorndike. Now John McMillan Jr. looking for a little bit of a slide job. He's going to get pinched down just a little bit through 3 here. McGregor trying to make it work on that high side. He's going to give up that spot. Now Jason Branch just behind him. Still your top 4 in this championship battle, running first, second, third, and fourth on the speedway. So the cream indeed rises to the top. Ryan Branchu, Donald Bennett sitting in 5th and 6th. Just about a second back. Big Mac in that 75 there. You can see in that familiar iRacing sponsored 75. McMillan Sr. making a run here through the point standings late in the season. Starting to knock some drivers off here to be the best of the rest, if you will. A few of these drivers still battling for finishing spots in the championship. Ron Schutte, Donald Bennett, they're right there all over each other. Larry Poling also still right there. That's going to be 5th, 6th, and 7th in your point standings at the end of tonight's race. So a lot still on the line for a lot of these drivers out there tonight. The handful of drivers that did make it into tonight, they all have points implications on how things are going to finish out from about 1st through 6th or 7th in the points overall championship. And first and foremost, we've got to talk about this over the course of the past 4 races. This driver right here who has fallen way off of the pace. Look at the damage on the front end of that machine. Big time trouble here for John McMillan. Trying to look back, we do not have that captured on a replay, but there you can see torn up left front, and that's what Jason Branch, that's what Todd McGregor, Jim Thorndike, that's what they need to see. They need to see that 15 wounded off pace beginning to drop through the field and drop off the lead lap. That's exactly what they're going to need in order for them to have a shot and opportunity at leapfrogging them in that point standings championship by the end of tonight's race. 145 laps is the official race distance. Drivers gonna make 145 miles here tonight. 1 mile racetrack here at Pheonix. Thorndike now out to a commanding lead. We'll jump back up with your race leader. There you can see that 59, and he's beginning to try to see if he can't somehow snatch something away. It's going to be pretty hard for Thorndike as he is multiple points down, 27 points back from John McMillan Jr., who is running in the 8th position right now. So even finishing 8th, McMillan going to have a decent points day here tonight. So it is absolutely going to take probably Jason Branch to win this thing in order to snatch that championship away. Now that we look at it, Todd McGregor, even with McMillan Jr. finishing in the 9th position here, I believe it's going to be too far for him to stretch, but Branch just 16 points back. That is pretty doable with a race win and leading the most laps. We'll see how it all goes and how it fares out here tonight. Still 130 laps remaining here tonight from Pheonix. Gonna jump around the track, trying to find some action for you. There you can see drivers nose to tail. Ron Schutte closing in on John McMillan Sr., Todd McGregor in that 71 machine. Did he use up those tires, falling back through the field? Now McGregor back in the 4th spot, and he's got Donald Bennett closing in fast. And tell you what, we do have an onboard camera when we go inside down with that 31 of Donald Bennett. He makes his way around the speedway. There you can see the Kutztown of Pennsylvania Turn 3 Racing Network Bromley Designs Draft Top sponsored. The 31 of Bennett highlighted in that lime green. He was one of those drivers battling for the championship, unfortunately falling short of the top 4. He's going to finish maybe in 5th or 6th, depending on his night here tonight in the championship standing. So we'll have to see how it all plays out for the 31 and his entire Keystone Motorsports crew down there. There you can see, we haven't mentioned it, but this is not that open dogleg. Drivers not able to cut the course per se down there and gain any type of an advantage. And you could hear Bennett going down into 3rd gear there. Using the gear to help slow the car, help roll out of the center of this corner. He's been able to make his way up now into the 5th position. Bennett falling 2 spots back from where he started tonight's race. We'll jump around just a little bit more here, show you a little bit more of that action. Jason Branch, he's got a few drivers in tow. Ryan Branchu now up into the 3rd spot, that final podium spot here tonight. Not much to say about Jim Thorndike except check, please. He has checked out from the field. 1.6 second race advantage now for Thorndike. We'll go back here with him, highlight him as he has earned this one. Going to the front with authority. That 59 GTR Simulator Chevy looks pretty good out there. And why don't we go ahead and give you a little bit of information about Jim. There you can see him, that Swift Motorsports 59 GTR Simulator driver. He's got an A license there. You see that blue banner across the back end of that Chevy Impala. Take a look at this man right here, driver sitting in that 2nd position. Will this be the night that Jason Branch finally breaks through and wins a race? He's been a bridesmaid multiple times here this season, has finished in 3rd on multiple occasions. It hasn't been very many races at all that we haven't seen him at some point in time in the post-race podium interviews. Will the Virginia Beach native get the job done here tonight and bring that trophy home for the ServPro 22 Chevy Impala? Branch has got to close that distance. He has got to get in front of this field and begin to put the laps led in his back pocket. He's going to need the most laps led point, and he's going to need the race win if he's going to try to overcome that 16-point race advantage that your leader coming into tonight's race, John McMillan Jr., sits with. Now he's all the way back off the pace, back in the 8th spot. Your final podium driver right now, the 18-year-old out of Toledo, Ohio, Pheonix Racing at its finest. There you can see that ServPro 6 getting down into turn number 1. Small little battle back outside of your top 5. Ron Schutte to the inside of John McMillan Sr. looking to take that spot away. Schutte now going to focus in on the back of that turn 3. 31 of Donald Bennett. Bennett up the track in turn number 3. He's going to shoot back down the front stretch side by side with Schutte on the inside. That 28's going to hug the yellow line. Bennett going to hang it high side. Almost into that outside ball. That was close. He's going to pull the momentum, pull that pass back off. Schutte going to have to try one more time. Look off the back of that iHeartRadio 28 of Ron Schutte looking back at John McMillan Sr. We'll see if we don't have another camera view here. There you can see on-board overhead camera shot. Look at how close he is. You can read the text across that. Well, turn 3 right there all over the tail end of that 31 of Bennett. A few more drivers out of there with some cameras on the car there. You can see, unfortunately, this camera catching some of the damage on board with that 15 of John McMillan Jr. sitting in 8th position right now. He is closing back in, though, even with this damage. Look at this, able to close the gap, close the time on the track. He's right there battling with his father now in that 78 machine. John Sr., Big Mac going to go to the top of the speedway. He'll move out the way. Junior going to take it on the bottom. Now Schutte makes his way by Bennett just off in the distance. Going to go high with one of our drone cams here as Donald Bennett has some trouble. He's falling through the field. John McMillan Jr. now knocking on the door of the top 5. Once again, even with very heavy left front damage, Donald Bennett struggling for grip right now all over the top of this raceway. Will rejoin the front of this field once again, because here comes Jim Thorndike. Where I apologize, Thorndike being passed. Jason Branch and Thorndike went back and forth there, back on lap number 29, and finally being able to make that pass. Coming to lap number 30, Jason Branch going to take that top spot. So new race leader once again here from ISM Raceway. Jason Branch goes to the point. Man, oh man, this driver right here, he's hearing everything, every creak, everything that feels off, every bump, every piece of dust hitting that windshield. He's seeing and hearing everything inside of that 22 machine. We have seen this happen with Jason Branch out at the front dominating and then having something happen. Will tonight be the night that he puts it all together and walks away with not just the race win, but a championship trophy? The driver he is chasing has had some trouble, still running fairly decently, but will the laps led and will the race win be enough to put this man, Jason Branch, at the top of the championship standings at the end of tonight's race? We'll find out in another 110 laps right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. We won't miss a thing, though. Going to go side by side with Swift right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't blink an eye, you'll have it all right there on your screen. and back track side as promised, not missing any of the action. As we went to a brief commercial break, we've seen a few drivers mixing it up, making some passes. Donald Bennett made his way up to the 5th spot, then was passed by not just Ron Schutte, but also by John McMillan Jr., making his way now up into that top 5 position. Donald Bennett going to fall back to the 8th spot on the track here tonight. He's running a little bit off pace at this point in time. Not sure what's going on inside of that 31. Was running pretty strong, but since has dropped off the pace. And are we seeing a methodical charge here by Jason Branch? You've seen him pretty conservative there on the start of the race. Slowly but surely, he was able to click these laps off. He was able to close in, make a pass, close in, make another pass. It all didn't just fall in his lap. He has methodically made his way to the front and has taken care of his tires. I don't think if we go with our onboard camera that we're going to hear very much tire squeal. There you can see a look back at Jason Branch sitting inside of that 22 Serve Pro machine. Eyes wide open, focused in the front. And you can hear just how ginger he is getting back on the gas, making sure he keeps those tires quiet. When the tires are quiet, that's when they're happy. That's when they like you, and that's when you're going to find your speed. It's almost like for you dirt track guys out there watching tonight, all the friends, fans, and family out there watching, if you race on dirt or know about dirt track racing, it's kind of like buzzing the tires. Basically, these drivers nice and easy back into that throttle. Just because you're on the pedal doesn't mean you're making speed. Jason Branch doing a fine job here tonight, conserving those tires and still maintaining a fast pace. He's got himself a 2.5-second race advantage over this man right here, Jim Thorndike, in a battle with Ryan Branchew. That's a battle for the 2nd spot. Branchew gonna cut what little bit of apron they can down through the dog leg, and now back in the turn number 3. Thorndike running that mid to high lane, as I like to call it here at Pheonix. Still a very low entry, but you're able to cut it down just a little bit on the exit so you can get back on the throttle, kind of drive in and off of the corner instead of trying to have so much forward bite right off the end of the corner. Looking to the inside once again is Branchew. He's going to nose forward for just a moment. Here comes that high side run working once again. Not going to work out this time. Branchew going to take over that 2nd position. Gonna look around the track for another battle. That's about your closest one right here. That's the next battle on track. That's gonna be Todd McGregor and John McMillan Jr. You can see that left front still all torn up on the 15. He has yet to come to pit road, and we are just under 100 laps remaining here in tonight's championship race. 145 laps in the official scheduled race distance. These AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series drivers doing some great work, not just here tonight, but all season long. 15 weeks these drivers have been going at it, going back and forth, waiting for this moment, waiting for this night, trying to see which one will walk away with that trophy. And well, registration already opened up as well, so if you haven't already, head on over to swiftmotorsports.com. You can also find them right there on Facebook, as well as the iRacing League directories. Reach on out to one of those drivers, submit an application, and you can find yourself running in one of the 4 series right here in Swift Motorsports, the AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series, as well as the Performance Motorsports Truck Series, the RB Rigs Custom Computers Xfinity Series, and the Hyperdrive Motorsports Cup Series there on Thursday nights. So Swift got some great things going all week long, and I tell you what, we've had some stars. We're not going to throw some names out there, but if you're a fan, you know who they are. They've come through, raced a few races with us, so, you know, rub elbows with the stars out there on track. If you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live. Jason Branch going to stay out on the track, still running this first round of green flag pit stops. We have been clean and green so far here tonight, and here comes Branch down and away to pit road. A little bit tricky entry here. Thorndike gonna stay out while Branchu comes down to pit road. Thorndike now going to peel off the track. He'll join the drivers down on pit road for his pit stop. Todd McGregor also going to bring his machine down for 4 tires and fuel. Donald Bennett going to come as well. That's going to leave the field in the hands of this man, the only man yet to hit pit road, John McMillan Sr. Big Mac, trying to go out there and lead a few laps as well. Senior to pit road this time by the 15, gonna make his way back around, so he'll put himself back onto the lead lap. Jason Branch, though, this 22 solid stop down there on pit road. 15:40 for him and his crew. He's not the fastest on the stopwatch was Donald Bennett. 14:65 out of that 31 crew, but a little bit slow on and off pit road for Bennett. He'll about even out and run right where he was before the start of that green flag pit cycle. Jason Branch gonna get, and caution on the speedway. Jim Thorndike and Todd McGregor, they've had some trouble. Oh no, what's happened back here? Oh no, both of those championship drivers with some trouble. My goodness, let's go back, check this replay, see how it all went down. You can see side by side with Thorndike, and he gets a little bit loose trying to save it into the 71. He hits the wall. Thorndike joins him into that inside concrete safer barrier. Both of those drivers with some torn up machines. Look for them to come to pit road this time by, try to fix some of that damage. We'll go back up front and live once again as these drivers begin to make their way back to the tail end of this Chevy Silverado pace truck. We'll see what this field does after they just came to pit road. Will they come back down? Looks like they're all going to come back down pit road. Indeed, Mr. Duncan, 4X representing well there. A little bit of trouble for Thorndike caught up in that latest incident, but nonetheless still a solid run out there by multiple drivers out of the 4X stables. And we've seen that pretty much all year long. They've been one of the tougher teams out there to beat, and I believe they're going to go ahead and walk away with a team championship. As far as the standings are concerned, a little bit off on the numbers on that side of things, so we'll wait and see how all that shakes out. Drivers making their way back around the track once again. John McMillan Sr., Big Mac in the 75, gonna take that top spot. He came down pit road back on lap number 52. He elected to stay out here So he's going to have a few lap older tires. I'm not sure how much of a difference it's really going to make. If anything, it may benefit this 75 a little bit. Those tires have been up to temperature. He came back up to speed on those tires, so he's already broke them in per se. Not fully, but he's got a little. There's scuffs, and the scuffs may work out here for this restart. Rest of these drivers going to be on cold, under pressured tires, so we'll see how it all shakes out. Chevy Silverado pace truck lights should go out this time by the field. We'll see the one to go. And with those pace truck lights out, driver inside of that 22 machine, he's got to be thinking, why did we have to have a caution? Why did it have to come out? He's going to lose 2 spots here under this caution. He's going to give up that top spot. And Brian Branchew with some strategy on pit road. Looks like just a 2-tire stop for Branchew. He'll beat Branch off of pit road. That's 6. Going to line up outside row number 1. The 22 of Branch fighting for his championship life. Going to start in that second spot. Looks like we've got a little discrepancy. Oh, and around goes that 71 of Todd McGregor. Allowed to go around the pace truck as it went by. The 75 is going to fire things off. John McMillan gets up through the gears. Double file, still down into turn 1. Here comes Branch looking for that second spot. He's got Branchew up at the top. That 6 Serve Pro. It's Serve Pro versus Serve Pro. Who's going to win? And my money's going to be on that Chevy on the inside. I believe he's going to get the Dodge of a Branchew that's running that high side, doing a good job. A little bit of a wiggle there through 3. That's going to be just enough. We've seen that 6 wiggle just a little bit through the center of 3 right there, and that was just enough, I believe, to give him the momentum to get by. Branch now takes that second position away. He's going to look to try to run down your race leader, Big Mac John McMillan Sr., top spot. New race leader, our 4th different race leader of the night. Small little battles on the racetrack right here for that top spot. First, second, third, all within a half a second of each other. John McMillan Sr., Jason Branch, and Brian Branchew, first through third on the track. Shoot, sitting right there in that iHeartRadio 28 machine, sitting in that 4th spot. John McMillan Jr. hanging on to his championship right now for all it's worth, sitting back in that 15 machine, back in the 5th spot, behind the 8 ball a little bit, off pace somewhat here. Senior gonna get moved to the top of the track. Branch is gonna take back the race lead, and that's what the 15 does not want to see. He does not need that 22 to go up there and continue to pile on these laps, get that point in his back pocket, and possibly walk away with enough points with a race win to take that championship away. John McMillan Jr. sits in that 5th spot. He's got himself about an 0.8 of a second advantage over Donald Bennett, running back in that 6th spot in the 31 machine. Jim Thorndike with some trouble back the 8 ball now outside of your top 6 drivers. He's going to slot in 7th Todd McGregor after contact with Thorndike. He's had a rough go at it. The 71 off pace here tonight, running in 8th. lap number 63 out of the 145 official race distance now on the board. These drivers continue the blistering pace. Jason Branch, fastest driver on the speedway last time by. He's got himself about a one-car race advantage now over Branchu, who's going to begin to fall. Look at Ron Schutte dive that thing into 3. Said he was going to lose some ground to Schutte. I did not know Schutte would through that good. He dove down in there, made it stick, made it work, made up a ton of ground. He's right there now knocking on that rear deck lid of Ryan Branchu. Gonna take a look back now from Branchu's machine. We'll take a look back at Ron Schutte as he closes in his Toyota Camry. Oh, blip of the throttle, and that might be enough to put Branchu in trouble. Schutte looking to the inside. There goes Schutte around to the inside. We'll take a look right here. You should see Schutte down there on the inside, almost into that outside wall. Is Ryan Branchu. You can see a little bit of trouble on the right front there. A little bit of crinkle. That hood has seen some better days. Schutte is right there, man, all over him. I promise you that now. Oh, Schutte gonna lose some ground. He's gonna fall back behind him once again, trying to follow him around this car here. That 28 was all over him, but unable to complete the pass. Branchu gonna stick it out in that second spot. Want to give a big time shout out to this season's title sponsor, AYERS iRacingPaints. Everything they do back there, whether you need a cup car wrapped, you need a truck, you need an Xfinity car, they do multiple other vehicles, wraps, and logo designs as well. Check out AYERS iRacingPaints. We do appreciate all they've done all season long here. Welcome them back next year. Still some things being inked in the background, so we won't mention anything right now, but AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series, great season number 2. We've seen Branchu with a little bit of trouble earlier. Ron Schutte just had trouble on the track as well. That's going to allow John McMillan Sr. to make his way a little bit closer. And look at this. This is going to play into Jason Branch's hands. Even this pass, as insignificant as it may seem back here for a top 5 between two drivers that have seen some rough goes here. Both drivers have seen the walls here tonight at ISM Raceway. Donald Bennett looking to take that top spot away from John McMillan Jr. That very well may be enough points to put Branch at the top of the championship standings. Bennett gonna look to the inside now. The 15 gonna go to the high side, gonna make his way around, hugging that yellow line. Will he dip all the way off the track? Yes, indeed. Gonna use a little bit of that apron, get the short run down to turn 3. He's gonna go ahead and make that pass with no problem. Step away already to a 2-car advantage over John McMillan Jr. now back in 6th. Not much changing at the front of this field. Jason Branch continues to lead. Ryan Branchu, Ron Schutte sitting right there in 3rd. Branch out to an 1/8 of a second race advantage, just about 1.2 seconds back to 3rd place runner Ron Schutte, who's beginning to close in on Branchu as well. And we've seen these drivers make it upwards of 50 laps before some of them started that green flag pit stop. It was right around lap number 50 to 52 where these drivers came down pit road. So will we see them extend this run here to where they only have one more stop? Will these drivers short pitted here around, I would say, lap number 95? So in about 20 laps or so, we we can see those pit stops begin at any point in time from about lap 95 on. Drivers will be in their fuel window, so who's willing to risk it all, risk it for the biscuit? And can Jason Branch afford to let a driver make his way to pit road and try that undercut here and try to snatch yet another race win out of his hands? Oh, into the outside wall goes Branchu. That's going to put Shooty into that second spot. John McMillan Sr. now in the fourth position. Donald Bennett still running in fifth. John McMillan Jr., he's still holding and fighting for his championship destiny. Coming into the season a little bit later than most of these drivers, but being able to snatch away 6 race wins, 4 in a row here, trying to that drive for 5. Not going to happen here tonight, as he has been beaten, battered, and wounded, running back in the 6th position. But McMillan Jr. with a 16-point advantage coming into tonight. He's got to finish. I want to say he's got to finish in the top 5, but 6th may be good enough, 7th possibly, but I believe if he falls any further than that, it's going to be a done deal with Jason Branch up there right now, accumulating those laps, looking to snatch the most laps led award, as well as the extra bonus points for winning tonight's race. Branch going to be very, very close to getting the job done. Another small battle. Look at this. We've seen Donald Bennett way back in the field earlier in this. Whoa, Shooty sideways off of 2. Oh, and into the outside wall. Oh, my goodness. Ron Shooty with big trouble. Big trouble for that 28. I wish we had a 30-second back button, because we would give you that one right there. Ron Shooty, big time trouble off of turn 3, got super loose, tried to save it, slammed that outside wall, but we stay green flag, and he's going to have to bring the iHeartRadio 28 Toyota Camry down for some service and attention. We'll jump back to the battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on the speedway now. Ryan Branchu takes back over that 2nd spot, but Donald Bennett, he's been the driver on the move right now. He has saved some tires, and he has closed in a lot of distance, closed a lot of ground on the drivers in front. Will this be the time for Bennett to put that 31 up in a podium spot? Will he finish 3rd, 4th? We'll have to wait to see how it all plays out. Can he somehow pull off some strategy here, maybe even walk away in victory lane? We'll have to wait and see. Jason Branch still enjoys a 2.2 second race advantage. The 44-year-old Virginia Beach, Virginia native, getting the job done inside of that Serve Pro 22. With a commanding lead once again. We've seen this man right here, Jason Branch, with a commanding lead before the green flag pit cycle. He was able to slot himself back into that top spot right after the green flag pit cycle, but then the caution flag coming out. He had to work hard at it for about 5 or 6 laps, but Branch gonna go back to the front and leave the field behind. Donald Bennett gonna make the pass. He's gonna take that 3rd spot away now. John McMillan Sr. back and forth with John Jr. running right there in 5th. As Branch makes his way off of turn 3, crossing the stripe, will begin lap number 84 out of the 145 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. And if you haven't already, race fans, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're just casually sliding through to say hey, or you are the dedicated fan, friend, or family. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time. So with all that being said, race fans, go ahead and toss these drivers a thumbs up. Donald Bennett beginning to close in once again, now all over the rear deck lid of Ryan Branch. We'll jump back to this battle, one of the only battles for position on track. There you can see your race leader Branch off in the distance, off in the foreground. He's got himself 2.2 seconds over these two drivers that continue this battle, and it looks like green flag pit stops only about 10 to 12 laps away for these drivers. So everybody on the throttle, everybody hammer down right now. You gotta get everything you can out of these tires over the course of these next 10 laps, try to situate yourself at a chance to get all you can and try to maximize the points. I know it's the last race. There's only so much ground some of these drivers are going to be able to make up, but still every point, every position matters. Donald Bennett in that 31 turn 3 machine right there slotted in behind Ryan Branch looks to take the second spot away. They've got themselves 1.1 second over John McMillan Sr. There you can see that 75, and then Little John in that 15-year points leader coming into tonight's final championship night race right here at ISM Raceway. We started with the sun out, lights now on here at the track. Gonna be some fireworks at the end of this one. Just about 56 to 57 laps remaining before we crown not just a race winner, but a season champion right here in the AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series for Swift Motorsports. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break. You won't miss any of the action as we stay live with your Swift side by side. back trackside as promised, not missing any of the action as we go high above with the spotter cam here tonight. Big time shout out to all of the hard work put in back behind the scenes to bring you all these great camera shots here tonight from ISM Raceway Pheonix under the lights. Short track Saturday night feel, even though we're starting off this week right, a Monday night championship night right here in Swift Motorsports. AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series. Jason Branch looking to snatch the championship away from John McMillan Jr., but he is now in third, and he's going to break away to pit road for his final pit stop. And we said it, we called it right around lap number 95 is when that fuel window is going to open. So playing it a little bit safe, getting an extra 2 laps. When does Branch bring that 22 down? Looks like he's going to stay on the track for the time being. He's going to get another lap out of this thing as he puts more drivers off of the lead lap, and he's going to put everybody except for 2 down. 1 lap. Ryan Branch, only driver left on this lead lap. Hate to say we called it, but we called it. This man right here, Donald Bennett, we said he might have to pull some fuel strategy. John McMillan Jr. crashed. John McMillan Jr. goes around. He's on pit road. We'll take a look, see what happened here. Looks like he may have lit the tires up a little bit too much in there. You can see some trouble. Oh, no. Almost back onto the raceway. Oh, and that's going to be a penalty as well for rejoining the track. Unsafe pit exit. Big time trouble now for John McMillan Jr. We'll get back to this man right here, making his way back up towards the front of the field. We said that 31 was going to have to do something, and as soon as that fuel window opened up, he jumped right down pit road. Donald Bennett looking to jump a little higher on the speed charts. Jason Branch making his way to his box. Donald Bennett able to get himself almost back onto the lead lap, now down into his box is that 22 of Jason Branch. Donald Bennett going to make his way around the track, back off of turn number 3, come back to the front stretch. This time by Jim Thorndike, now up into second. He's going to jump past Jason Branch, who makes his way slowly down this long a pit stop. Todd McGregor going to make his way down pit road. Branch makes his way off of pit road, rejoins the track, and look how much time Donald Bennett has gained, even though he is still being scored off of the lead lap. Ryan Branch staying out, putting everybody a lap down right now. Very interesting. What would have been a battle for the top spot, or will be the battle for the top spot once these green flag pit cycles are done and over with. The longer that Ryan Branchew and Jim Thorndike stay out, the longer or the more it's going to hurt. Branchew calling it quits. He's going to go ahead and bring his 6th down pit road. That's going to put the 22 as well as the 31 back on the lead lap. The 15 of John McMillan Jr. should get himself back on the lead lap here momentarily. And what an undercut. What a way to make up some time. 4 lap difference there between Jason Branch and Donald Bennett. And that quicker lap times sooner paying off there for Donald Bennett. But what will those 4 lap fresher tires be like here in the next 10 laps? That's where it's going to come into play, and already Branch beginning to walk away. Jim Thorndike still out there on the track, waiting and waiting, hoping for a caution. There you can see that 59 GTR simulator off in the distance, heading into turn 3, beaten and battered is that 59. Front end, back end, all torn up after hard contact with that inside safer barrier. He was part of our only caution of the race evening himself, as well as I believe it was Todd McGregor. It was in the 71 involved in that only race incident on track, and now Branch as well as Donald Bennett, they're going to go flying by as Thorndike calls it quits. He'll bring the 59 to pit road this time by. Branch reassumes that race lead. Drivers passing the 100 lap threshold just about 5 laps ago already. Drivers into just about 40 laps remaining, and here comes your race leader, Jason Branch, trying to make his way up and around. I believe that is Ron Schutte, who has had some hard impact, and Schutte has now dropped down 3 laps. Todd McGregor trying to hold on 2 laps down. Larry Poling back in the 7th spot, now up to 6th as he makes his way by Thorndike. And Thorndike's going to be very close to going 2 laps down here. He's going to be able to rejoin the track well ahead of Branch, but Branch much quicker, much faster with a much cleaner Serpro 22. Jason Branch continues to lead, continues to build that gap, now upwards of 0.6 of a second. Bennett beginning to fall to the wayside, and that's what about what I called it to race fans. I said in about 10 laps, that's when we're going to see those 4-lap fresher tires really begin to show up, really begin to show the advantage and show the goodie, so to speak, out of them. Donald Bennett dropping 0.3 of a second in just 2 laps. So still Bennett struggling out there on track to find the pace, and he's going to have to be careful because Brian Branchew was much quicker just behind him. Branchew sitting about 0.4 of a second faster last time by. Donald Bennett running a 28.81. Branchew with a 28.45. Branchew was your fastest driver on the track that last time by. Fastest overall on the speedway here tonight. Fastest lap of tonight's race goes to the iHeartRadio 28 over Ron Schutte, a 28.23 out of that machine. So fired up and right there at the front of the field for a brief moment. Schutte with some trouble, now back 3 laps down in tonight's race. Oh, Brent's gonna get real close to Larry Poling. That could have ended bad for both of those drivers. Donald Bennett going to close in with that little bit of a mistake there between Branch and Poling. That also is going to allow Ryan Branchew to close in that gap just a little bit more. Now down to 1.5 seconds back from Donald Bennett is Branchew, just 2 seconds back from your race leader, Jason Branch. We got ourselves a fight coming to the end of tonight's championship night, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network in the AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series, right here on your home for Swift. And talk about a Cinderella story, if there ever was one. This man right here on the screen, front and center, has worked tirelessly lap after lap, over and over, trying to get a race win here this season. He has come up short multiple times, finishing in second and in third. He has finished all inside of your top 5 except of that top spot. And when he needs to win the race the most, when he needs those points really to come into play right here tonight at ISM Raceway in the championship race for the AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series, Jason Branch trying to bring home the trophy to Virginia Beach, Virginia, and he would absolutely love to bring that championship home tonight. Let's see if he can't get that job done. Gonna check in with the driver he's trying to overcome a 16-point deficit on, and that is John McMillan Jr. sitting back in the 4th spot. And there you can see that 15 beaten on that left-hand side. Still crew not able to work on it very much, as we have only had one caution here tonight, all the way back at lap number 50. Long green flag run here. We've seen a green flag pit cycle about 20 laps ago or so. So these drivers set and ready to go to the end. Donald Bennett, he's set and ready to go to the podium. Will he be able to keep that 31 up in that 2nd spot? Ryan Branchew all over him. Branchew sideways had a turn 3, looking for some ground, looking for some speed all over that 31 right now. Branchew sitting back in 3rd. We'll take a look now right around this track, one lap with this 6. Right at 26, 27 laps remaining here. Donald Bennett trying to hold on. He's seen that race win go out the window, slip through his fingertips as Jason Branch has stepped away. Ryan Branchew rolling that center all over the tail end of Bennett off of 3. Big time look to the inside. They're going to drag race down the front stretch. Bennett going to take that 2nd spot for the time being, but Branch going to reevaluate, collect himself, and go after it one more time. Hard charge off of 1, down through 2, the dog leg. Man, what a battle for your final 2 podium spots here tonight in the championship night for the AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series right here in Swift MotorSports Pheonix Raceway. Boy, it's getting hot late in the race, and it looks like Bennett gonna fall back to 3rd. Had enough of that battle. He sees he's got himself an 11-second advantage over 4th place, so why find it out? Bennett gonna live to fight another day, maybe try to cool those tires off and have a run late in the race. Branchew gonna take that 2nd spot away now, as Jason Branch still enjoys a 1.7 race advantage over this 6. With under 25 laps to go, 23 as the leader crossed the line that time by. Gonna give you a little bit of house cleaning. It's gonna be quick and painless here tonight. 9 drivers took to tonight's starting championship race grid. We've still got all 9 out there on the track, but we have only got 5 left on the lead lap. Jim Thorndike, first driver, scored off of the lead lap. Only driver 1 lap down. Todd McGregor down 2 laps. Larry Poling down 3 laps. And after a hard impact, Ron Schutte in the 28 iHeart radio machine, he's going to be listed 4 laps down. Big time shout out over there to Justin Gann, as well as the Cuban Missile Rocket, Roy Fernandez, keeping everybody calm, cool, and collective and straight down there on the track. Big time shout out to your race control and admins, race officials here tonight, Justin Gann and Roy Fernandez. why not? Why not give him a little bit of recognition here? There you have it. Justin Gann on screen, also from Virginia Beach, Virginia. The RB Custom Rigs driver, Gann up there in race control, and his good buddy, his amigo, his compadre right there beside him, Roy Fernandez out of Lansing, Michigan, up in race control as well. Back to the point, back to the front of this field. Jason Branch continues to have Ryan Branchu trying to track him down. 2-second advantage now. Not going to work out for Branchu at this point in time. Jason looks like he's going to capture the flag. 20 laps to go, or will a late race caution spoil it once again for the driver inside of that 22? 4X Racing locking out those top 2 spots in tonight's race, both first and second on the track. Jason Branch, Ryan Branchu, both the drivers out of 4X Racing. Other 4X Racing drivers having a little bit of struggle here tonight. Thorndike caught up and involved in an on-track skirmish as well as Ron Schutte. Ron, a little bit more of a, I don't want to necessarily call it a self-inflicted wound, but Schutte a little bit loose off of turn 3, overcorrected a little bit, hard impact with the outside wall as well as the inside retaining barrier. So tough break for that 28. He's going to finish back off, way off the lead lap, 5 to 6 laps back, running in the 9th and final spot on the track here tonight. So 4X Racing with a, the best of both worlds here tonight. Lap cars mixing it up in front of your race leader, Jason Branch. He's right there. He sees it all unfolding right there in his windshield, and you gotta wonder what's going through his mind. As we've said, he's been in this predicament. He's been leading the race late and have it slip away with a late race caution. Will we see it happen once again, or will he finally kick in the door on the winner's column? I believe that Serve Pro 22 came with one mission and one mission only, and that was to win tonight's race, whether it gave him the championship or not. And he has set out to do that and prove that here tonight. And he is, at this point in time, he's got that most laps of lead in his back pocket. Now he's just got to seal the deal and walk away with the checkered flag. Just 14 laps remaining here from ISM Raceway. Jason Branch closing in on the back marker of John McMillan Sr. Big Mac struggling to stay on the lead lap, sitting in the last spot inside of the top 5, and that's just how fast a pace that 22 has in it. He's going to lap all the way up to the 5th spot here. Now he's going to look to the inside. 75 goes to the top of the speedway, going to give the bottom of the track to your race leader. He'll complete the pass. Senior gonna fall back off the lead lap, so now just 4 cars remaining on the lead lap. John McMillan Jr. looks like he is getting done what he needed to get done. He needed a top 5 here tonight to absolutely secure the deal, and he is running in that 4th position right now. So it looks like John McMillan Jr. gonna snatch the championship trophy while this man finally breaks down Victory Lane's door. no real battles to speak of on the track. We'll take a look back here at that 31 of Donald Bennett. Nobody really around him. He's got 1.7 seconds to get up to this man, Ryan Branchew. Branchew has closed some ground, but not able to make it all up on Jason Branch. We'll have a look at that 75 for a minute. There you can see John McMillan Jr. making his way back by Ron Schutte. Schutte continuing to trek and motor on out there tonight. Big time implications for a lot of drivers out there tonight. Looks like a few of them having some rough goes at it, but this man right now couldn't have a better night on his hands unless he were to snatch that pole position away. And then that would have made it very, very interesting. You're coming down to the final few laps with him having the clean sweep on the points, on the bonus points here. Still going to be very close to see how it all shakes out. Jason Branch right now leads the field by 2 seconds. Branch continues to keep the pace right there inside of that 22 machine, not really gaining any ground the last 2 laps. Ryan Branchew still 1.7 seconds back from your race leader, Donald Bennett, not making any ground up either. He slotted in a solid 3rd place right now. Final spot on the podium. John McMillan Jr. maintains a spot on the lead lap. He's 13 seconds behind your race leader, so close to about a half a lap back, but I believe he is going to be safe from going a lap down as we've got 5 laps to go. Leader gets the high five this time by. Jason Branch makes his way off of turn number 3 back across the stripe. 4 laps now remaining in tonight's championship night here from ISM Raceway in the AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series for Swift Motorsports. If you haven't already, race fans, smash that thumbs up. Click it 5, 10, 12, 1100 times. Give these drivers a thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash that bell if you haven't already here tonight. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the cave, anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Show these drivers some love and toss them a thumbs up as they wind down season number 2 here in Swift Motorsports AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series. Season number 3 already drawing on the paper. We'll get to that here, I would say, in the next week or so. We'll bring you some special breaking news as it all gets out as a public knowledge. Popsicle sticks for your race leader, Jason Branch. Just 2 more laps around this 1 mile speedway, so 2 miles remain between himself and a race win. Just 1 mile to go as he makes his way now off of turn number 3 back to the front stretch. White flag in the air and final lap here tonight for the championship night. 1:45 in the AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series. Jason Branch has waited all season long, and he is going to get the job done here tonight. That 22 Serve Pro machine finally getting the job done, finally coming down and snatching that race win. What a job. Take a look a little closer as we get the celebration drone cam going right there. Taking a look inside of that 22 machine. He has got to be one pump driver inside of that car. Let's see if we can't get a look inside real quick. There you can see him, eyes just as bright as they have ever been. Jason Branch walks away, not just trying to get all he can in the championship, but walking away with the race win finally. And you can see those well, all right, looks like championship points and everything gonna pop up for us here. Branch getting the job done. Celebrate indeed, my man. Well deserved celebration here tonight for Jason Branch, walking away with that race win, finally getting the job done. And as he continues to celebrate, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We will be right back.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them four abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Backtrack side at the conclusion of tonight's championship night here from ISM Raceway. We'll see if we can't catch in and have a few words with the drivers walking away in those podium positions here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a word with a driver that's been waiting to get here all season long. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a word with that 31 of Donald Bennett. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, long time coming, huh?
Yes, sir.
Walk us through a little bit of the race that you had out there tonight and how you were able to get the job done and finally walk away with a podium spot here.
You know what? I usually don't do really well at Phoenix. Came in. Actually, I didn't even turn any practice laps, but I came out and it felt really good, and I qualified well, and like I said, the car felt really good. And then it really just came down to keeping the car clean and pit strategy.
Well, Donna, we've seen you have some fine runs there towards the beginning of the season that you kind of hit a rough spot. How important was it for you to turn the season around, even though it be the last race of the season, as you look forward at possibly maybe coming back and running season number 3?
Um, One, I want to clarify, I am definitely coming back. I really enjoyed it. But it's important to finish strong. There was some races during the season where I felt strong and I felt like I could have finished better and didn't. Whether it be catching the wall or traffic or just my own doing. But it was important to me to come out and really finish strong and just kind of prove to myself that I can do it. And so.
All right, my man. Well, finally getting the job done and walking away with a podium position here tonight. Congratulations on the 3rd place. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous? Thanking to be on buddy on the side of that 31.
As always, I want to thank my wife for letting me come back here and hang out and putting up with my shenanigans with iRacing. I wouldn't be able to do it without her. I'd also like to thank my sponsor, Turn 3, you guys up in the booth. Roger's really, he's pushed me for a long time with racing, and I really do give him a lot of credit for, over the past 2 years of me getting better. And I mean, Dave, you know him. He's always pushing. So I want to thank, like I said, you up in the booth. I want to thank the admins. I want to thank everybody in the league. Hopefully we can next season we can get some more guys out. It really is a great league, and I really enjoy running it. It's clean and it's respectful. So.
All right, Donald. Well, we'll see if we can't catch up with you here in the next coming weeks when season 3 gets kicked back off. What do you say?
Absolutely. We're gonna send it as always, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you a little bit more often.
Yes, indeed. Well, we'll catch up with you later, my man. There you have it. Final words from Donald Bennett walking away from the track in the 3rd and final podium spot. That's going to bring us to the man that walked away 2nd on the track here tonight. That's 6 of Ryan Branchwood's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling after a solid run here tonight in the championship race?
Get back up to the front. Actually, I had a couple good races earlier in the season, and internet issues or other issues was what plagued me. But yeah, it's good to be back.
Well, 4X Racing going 1-2 on the race finish. How's that feel from a team standpoint as well?
Oh, that's awesome. I wish Ron and Jim could have been up here too. I wish could have been 1, 2, 3, 4, obviously, but I'm glad Jason could get a win this season. It's always slipped him somehow, so I'm glad he finally got that win.
Well, Ryan, it's been a great season watching you all year long. You had some troubles with some internet connections, but you've run strong pretty much every race that you have run. So congratulations on that 2nd place finish here tonight. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on that 6?
Yeah, obviously 4X. It's just a great group of guys. KC, Brandon for letting me on, and obviously Andrew Mraz was spotting for me earlier this season, and he did a great job, and I learned a lot from that. I got to thank Serve Pro, Functional Fitness, I think it's iHeart Media now, and everybody on this, and GTR simulators for James. But yeah, also thank you to my girlfriend for always coming out and watching too.
All right, Ryan. Well, again, man, congratulations on that 2nd place finish, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you further on throughout the week and maybe in season 3.
Sir, I'll be here.
All right, well, another driver committed, dedicated right here coming back for a 3rd season. Check for Ryan Branch. You want a track near you. He's going to try to bring that 6 back and try to make it a little bit further on in the season. Now to the man of the minute, getting the job done, finally falling the way he needed to. Jason Branch, how good does it feel to finally get that monkey off your back?
That's good. It's kind of bittersweet though. I wish it would have happened earlier in the season, but I mean, it's a good momentum in the next season, I guess. Feels good. Like I said, wish I could have got a couple more, but yeah, it's great.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, coming a little bit late in the season, I can understand that one. Still going to set yourself up with a little bit of momentum as we continue to run throughout this week and looking forward to next season. So, does it give you any better feeling knowing that you did finally check that box, that win column this season in the AYERS iRacing Paints Arca Menards series? Does it give you any better feeling coming back for a possible season 3 run?
Yeah, it does actually. I'm thinking back over the season, and I was talking to John, and there's a couple times in the chase where he got me on fuel mileage, and if fuel mileage wouldn't have been a factor like it wasn't tonight, I think it would have been closer in the points. But yeah, I mean, tons of seconds this year. Finally got a first, and we'll build with it, and we'll take our team and come back next year and see if we can be in the top spot at the end of the season next year.
Absolutely. Well, my man, I'm glad I finally got to see you in victory lane. Finally got to see you with that top spot, the checkered flag in hand. Unfortunately, coming up just short on the championship, but we look forward to seeing you with a strong run next year. So, Jason, as you celebrate the night away here tonight, before you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody else on that 22?
Yeah, I want to thank Serpro for letting me put their name on the card, Dynamark, Functional Fitness, Great House. iHeartRadio is sponsor our team, not on my car, but on my teammate, the 28's car. Uh, my whole 4X team. I think we do good communication during practice. And I really want to thank all the men and women serving in the military. As a retiree, I appreciate everything they do day in and day out that allows me to do what I do now.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And Jason, again, congratulations on finally breaking into that winners column. And we'll look forward to catching up with you very soon.
Thank you, Dave.
There you have it. That was your race winner, Jason Branch, finally walking away with that top spot, finally breaking into that winners column, getting the job done. Unfortunately, not enough points to get the job done. He's going to walk away second in the points, and that's going to bring us to this driver right here, walking away with the season championship here in season number 2. John McMillan Jr., you got a copy?
Yeah, I hear you, Dave.
How's that sound? Season winner, champion there, season number 2 champion, I should say, John McMillan Jr. How's that ring?
Yeah, it sounds great. It's a good feeling. I wish I had a better race to show it a little bit more, but that's okay. It's still a great feeling to be a champion.
Well, now that you've won 6 races on the season, 4 in a row coming into tonight's race. What's the plans for you and that 15 crew? Are you going to come back for season number 3 here in the Arca series, or are you going to focus a little further on up the ranks in maybe the truck series or Xfinity class?
I think season 3, I'm just going to do trucks. That's summertime up here in Canada, so we like to enjoy our outdoors up here. So I'm just going to do trucks throughout the summer, and then hopefully back in season 4, I'll move up to Xfinity or Cup and try and go up with the faster big dogs up there.
Absolutely. And John, it's been a pleasure watching you since you hit the track. You've been fast week in, week out. As we said, you clicked off 4 wins in a row right here in the chase. So solidifying your top spot, solidifying that championship. Unfortunately, not having the run you wanted here tonight, but still able to walk away with a 10-point advantage when it was all said and done and walk away with the trophy. So before we let you enjoy your championship celebrations, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody up there at home in Canada or anybody on the side of that 15?
Just my family, my father. Thank everybody here at Swift, everybody in the Arca class here. They run so clean and they're always so nice. Enjoy running the league. Thank you, Dave, for the broadcasting. It's great talking with you.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on a great championship run. We'll look forward to catching up with you. I believe you should be hitting the track tomorrow night, correct?
Correct. I'll be in the truck race.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, and then we'll look forward to trying to catch up with you in the trucks in season number 3 once again as well.
Sounds good. I'd just like to also thank the admins here. They do a great job too. This is an awesome league to be a part of.
I would have to agree with that 100%. Well, my man, go grab your trophy and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Dave, you too.
Well, there you have it. Words from your champion here in season number 2 for the AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series. John McMillan Jr. captures that championship trophy, and well, not much left to do from the production booth up here, and producers already hitting those buttons. No need to run down the championship order and how that shook out. John McMillan Jr., as we already know, taking that top spot. Jason Branch going to fall just 10 points off from getting that job done here tonight. Your race results look a little something like this in tonight's championship night here in season number 2 for the Swift MotorSports AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series. Jason Branch finally slotting into the winners column. Brian Branchu, Donald Bennett going to round out your podium drivers. John McMillan Jr. securing the championship with a 4th place finish. John Sr. coming home in 5th. Jim Thorndike back in 6th. The 71 of Todd McGregor in 7th. Larry Poling finishing tonight's championship race back in 8th. And Braun Schutte rounds out the field. Big time shout out to my man up there in race control in the admins, officials doing the job here tonight. Roy Fernandez as well as Justin Gann all season long. Great working with you guys. Look forward to working with you in season number 3 once again. Stay tuned for some breaking news later on in the next, I would say, week and a half. Keep your eyes peeled for some special announcements coming out from Swift Motorsports right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, your home for Swift. And with all that being said, race fans, we're going to go ahead, hit the lights out for the night, get back and ready to go bright and early in the morning. We've got another championship night right here at Pheonix Raceway ISM, hosting championship week here in Swift Motorsports. Join us tomorrow night for the Performance Motorsports Truck Series Championship race. And with that being said, race fans, stay safe, stay loved. We'll meet you again in Turn 3.